Well, good morning, my friends. I've had a little drama in my life today. Whew, it wasn't my drama, it was somebody else's drama. It's so hard, right? When somebody else has a lot of drama, like, what do you say? What do you do? What's even happening? So we're going to talk about today. If you've got drama with someone, stick around. If you know somebody who is in drama all the time, stick around, because I'm going to see if we can sort this out today. Hi, I'm Ann Ferguson, and this is a walk and talk that I do every weekday morning, and it's called Leaning In with Ann. It's because I take things that are going on in everyday life and we peel them apart and we go, what's actually happening here? Can we have a new perspective? What does God say about this? Not what I say God says about this, but what does God say to you about this? And hopefully we get some things straight and we start acting different ways. Our relationships get better. I'm a relationships and communication specialist, helping you connect to God, whatever that God is for you, to yourself, and to other people. Then we have wholehearted living. That's my goal. All right, let's get into this. First of all, we're going to do a practice that helps you get out of drama. Doesn't seem like it. It's just a little teeny tiny thing, but we're going to check in with the word of the day. It's adaptable. When is the last time you felt adaptable? Now notice, not the last time you were adaptable. When did you feel adaptable? So the way to find out is to try to go back into your memory where you had to be adaptable. Now, you could have adapted and been resistant. That is not the same thing as feeling adaptable. So, when is a time that you felt adaptable? I think I do this all the time. It was, it's right now. Not right now, but I am making Feeling Shark kits for a company that I'm coaching. We just had that, how to do this whole emotional awareness stuff. And I took it to the printer and they printed up 100 sheets, really thick sheets. And I asked them if they could cut it, and they go, well, our cutter's broken, but you can take it over there and they can absolutely cut it. I'm like, okay, good news. Don't have a lot of time. This is going to be fantastic. I take it to their cutters and they go, oh, well, your strips. Okay, let me show you again. That's how wide they are. They go, our cutter doesn't do that. So I am being adaptable and having to cut 100 sheets 10 times, 17 times, 22 times, I don't even know what it is. Whole bunch of cuts. And I had to be adaptable because I still got to get this done. At first, I was super resistant, and they were the bad guy. For sure. I went into drama. They were the bad guy. I was the victim. And I could sit in that. I could make them pay for their mistake and for what they didn't tell me, and that I paid and the expectations that were met. I could stay in that. Or I go, okay, plan A did not work. Still got to get this done. What's my plan B? That is what I did. So that is my adaptable. What about you? Do you have an adaptable? When is the last time you felt adaptable? Most likely you're going to feel resistant first. Then find your adaptability. All right, we're going to go into some drama, guys. We're going to use that scenario right there. In order for you to have drama, there needs to be 3 parts to this, 3 elements. There has to be a victim. And for a victim to be a victim, they have to have a bad guy, right? A victim has to have a bad guy. And then there has to be a hero to rescue the victim from the bad guy. And the bad guy's fighting the hero. And it goes around and around and around because the hero goes, I will save the day. I will come in and I will take over and save you, victim, from the bad guy. All right, let's just go in my little scenario. Guys, this triangle thing, it happens all the time. Anybody you are having drama with, plug yourself in because you are going to be standing in every single one of those spots. So I want you to picture a triangle. Okay, here I am, and I'm the hero, top of the triangle. Here I am, and I am the victim. Here I am, and I am the bad guy. It's a triangle. Okay. Here I am, the hero. There's no victim yet. Well, kind of. I mean, the people that I'm teaching, they don't know how to process their emotions. They don't even know what they feel. They're kind of numb. And so if we don't know what we feel, then we just act out what we're feeling. I totally did that yesterday. Totally did that. I did not have full-on conversation. By the way, all of this is living, breathing, doing, right? So I went and I had expectations. I am not going to have to spend the time making these jars that have 100 feelings in them. That's my expectation. I take it over to a professional printing company. Everything's fine, no drama, right? Okay, they print them on time. No drama, so good. And then, dun, 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 the bad guy comes. The bad guy was actually the really nice lady who tried to help me. Because we were looking at the cuts, and I'm like, how much is this gonna cost? She goes, well, she counts it all up. She goes, well, there's 22 cuts, and it's this and this and that. And I'm thinking it's per sheet. She goes, no, we can do the whole thing. I'm like, okay. She goes, but we don't have a cutter here. You have to go to the other store. I'm like, great. Why is she the bad guy, guys? Do you know? Because expectations that I had were not met. So look around for that. You turn into a victim, most of us do, when an expectation hasn't been met. What you thought was going to happen. Because now you've got to be adaptable. You don't want to be adaptable. You just want everybody to do what they're supposed to do so that you can be happy in your life and just keep on marching, right? That's what you want. Okay. So, I was not happy when I got to the other store and they said, the machine will not make those cuts. Who's the bad guy? Lady who told me that we even calculated stuff out. No, but they told me that this would be. I'm now the victim. Guess what I need? If I'm a victim, I need a hero. Where's my hero? Nobody's heroing. Nobody's saying, hey, I'm going to step up and I'm going to make this happen. Now, when there is a villain, do you know what we do? We make the villain know that they are the villain. Except I wasn't around anybody. I wasn't around the woman who told me. I was at another store. And so all I've got to do is say, that is a villain. They told me this. Why am I doing that? Because I want a hero to come in and rescue and do the things that I didn't want to have to do. Come on, people. I need me a hero. But because of my energy, they did me wrong. Am I prickly or am I warm and fuzzy? Because this poor girl saw my frustration, anger. It's okay that I felt frustration and I felt anger. Guess what I didn't do? I didn't communicate. I did not say, I am feeling really disappointed, frustrated, and overwhelmed right now. Because this was due to the company this morning, or at least by the end of the afternoon. And now my whole schedule has got to be rearranged because expectations aren't being met. And I feel very resistant to that. What can we do? Is there anything you can do for me? That would have been actual communication and owning what I feel. The problem is I have to actually drop out of the triangle for a minute. I have to step out of victim role and I just have to go, what am I experiencing? What am I feeling right now? That's what I've got to do. I did not do that. Well, she told me that this was possible and I paid all of this money for this to happen. I was showing. I told him what happened, not what I was feeling. Do you see the difference? And so the poor little girl, she goes, well, I mean, I could probably do this. I can probably do that. So she did. She did what she could do. She got some of the cuts made, so I didn't have to do all of them. Good news. Now they're in these chunk squares of 3 emotions each. So I'm having to go through, shoot, I don't even know how many. I don't want to talk about how many. 100 times like 8. It's like 800 cuts that I've got to do. She trimmed the edges, she cut down the middle, and she put them in chunks. And you could see that she wanted to be a hero, but she couldn't fix it all for me. And so what did she feel like? How disappointed. She's afraid she was in trouble because I was saying the other one was in trouble because she didn't meet my expectations. And so now she doesn't want to have that same energy coming at her because she can't actually do what I need her to do. She does her best. I'm somewhat satisfied that they're jumping and trying. And now I'm, to her, the bad guy. I became the bad guy when I didn't communicate, not my feelings, and ask, what is it that you could do for me in love? I was just like, make it right. They screwed up. This is part of the same company. You do it. Yeah. Not feeling great about that. That's what we do. Okay. So she comes to me and she gives me my little package and she goes, no charge. Ooh, she turned into a hero. I felt pretty good. All right. So I go home and I go, okay, well, the other place said that I could use their cutter. So I'm going to go over there and I'm going to use their cutter. And I tried to use their cutter and their cutter did not work. And there was a gal there that was like, okay, so what's going on here? And I told her all the things that had happened, how disappointed I was that somebody had told me, and then I paid for all this. And I actually used feelings words. Said I was expecting to be able to have this done, and I was given misinformation. I felt kind of tricked almost, and I feel very overwhelmed right now. And she goes, oh, let me see what we can do. She ran around and she even talked to her manager. And she even did this and she did that. And it was like, nope. She wanted to help me because I wasn't in the victim status. I was just owning, this is what's happened and this is what I'm feeling about it. And she's like, let me see what I can do. So when I let go, by the way, of needing a hero, the idea came to me of what to do. See, if you're locked in the fact that you are a victim and other people need to rescue you from the bad guy, you get locked in to a certain way of doing it. Why? Because that bad guy or somebody else outside of you needs the hero. And if they're not hearing, you have got every right to be angry and upset and show them and tell them all the reasons why they did it wrong to you. And you never get to your answer. So my answer was, as I'm sitting there doing the cutting, I'm like, this is ridiculous. I had a cutter at home. The blade was gone. And I started thinking about that. Do I get a new blade? And I go, oh no. I got a table and I have one of those like cutting mats, like for quilting and stuff. I got me a really good cutter. I sat down. I watched 2 movies last night because Tom and Jaden aren't around. That means I am queen of the remote. I could watch whatever I wanted. And I set myself up for a night of cutting and watching and being and doing because I became my own hero. Question, had people let me down? Yes. Question, did they intentionally let me down? No. I felt so much more satisfied in talking to this woman about what I was experiencing, not what people had done wrong. This is what my experience is right now. I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do about that. She connected in with me, and even though she didn't solve my problem, guys, I felt like she heard me. Why? Because I didn't blame or accuse. Whenever there's blaming or accusing energy, people go, ooh, 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 don't want to. Why? Because we've been taught, we talked about this yesterday, that if you've done something wrong, what is the go-to response? What are you supposed to feel? Shame. And if you're not the one to blame, but you're shaming somebody else, then they try to do what they can do because they're afraid of being shamed. That is what happened to this other girl. The first one who I said, this is a big mess because they told me this. I was totally laying blame. And she was afraid of me shaming her. She did what she could, and I felt powerful. That's the sucky thing about being a bad guy, you guys. There's like this power trip when you're a bad guy. By the way, I don't think none of you do this. We all do it. So I had another conversation with someone who is really, really in a lot of drama. And it's really unfortunate. And I believe that the way that she's going about it is creating more and more and more drama. Now, if you are here, I'm not going to call out your name, but if you are here, know that I love you. And that it is so hard when expectations aren't met over and over and over and over again. When you have very literally been victimized, listen up. If you have been a victim of things, especially childhood abuse, if you have been a victim of things, then what's happening is that little child is screaming out for somebody to rescue. That is a place where rescue needs to happen because a child can't actually make those decisions and take on the power that is being exuded. And so what happens in this particular situation, there are some people that are doing things wrong, for real. And she wants it to be made right. So she keeps telling them all of the ways that they should make it right, and all the ways that this is bad, and all the ways that it's not okay. And every conversation, to me, I haven't been there, but as it's been reported, is her shaming people. Shame on you for not doing this right. Shame on you for lying to me. Shame on you for this. And then she ropes in other people and tells them about what's wrong so that they can unite with her in the, I cannot believe that. You are a victim. That is true. I can't rescue her. Her husband can't rescue her. It's about a contractor who didn't do a roof. I know there was a huge rainstorm and they did it wrong. And tons of water and damage throughout the house. And it's real. And trying to get them to come back and own it and do something about it is really hard. But I'll tell you what happens. When all the damage happened, the assumption was they're a bad guy. They did something wrong, almost like intentional, and they didn't do it right, and they cheated me, and now I've got this big mess. Is their mess real? Abso-freaking-lutely. But going to them and saying, I know you screwed me on purpose, you unscrupulous kind of person, puts them in a bad guy situation, and what are they supposed to feel? If you're bad, we've been taught to feel shame. I guarantee you, until you learn how to bust out of shame, that's just what's going to happen. A question for you. When you feel shame, do you want to engage the person who's shaming you? Because I know I don't. Like, I've got avoidant tendencies when that happens, and I just want to avoid. Straight up, I don't want to have anything to do. I'll sneak around and try to get it done. I'm learning how not to do that and how to confront that and say, I can see your pain. And I would really like to try to help you. I'm feeling very resistant to that. because of the way the conversation is going. I totally understand that you have been put into a very precarious situation. There's been more damage here. I understand that. And I would like to make this right, but I don't want to be accused of being a bad guy. This was actually not intentional. Like, that would be, what? An emotionally intelligent conversation, because you can say, I feel this, and I feel that, and I see your feelings, and I honor what you're feeling, and I honor what I'm feeling, and then we're going to do something about it. That's why this emotional intelligence stuff, when I like pull out the, when's the last time you were adaptable? Where did that feeling is, if you can honor? So when I'm forced to do something to change and I'm really resistant, I can say that I was adaptable, but I didn't actually feel it. Wow, that's interesting. People who don't know how to honor their emotion, including shame, are really hard sometimes to deal with, because their shame takes over and they just react out of the shame. So one of the things I said about this situation, because she's contemplating lawyers and she's got insurance companies and all of this, and when she speaks, it is all a blaming energy for everyone she talks to. Like, she's rallying the troops. Guess what? I don't want to be rallied. Like, I don't want to get up and go, boom, I'm ready to fight with you. No, I actually want my life to be a little bit peaceful. So what happens when somebody has a lot of blaming energy, even if it's not to you? What do? You avoid them. I don't want to be wrapped up in the battle. So what does the person who's the victim end up experiencing? Abandonment. Nobody can fix it. Nobody, like, I cannot fix the issues and the problem. In other words, I can't hero. It's no fun. If you're being asked to somehow help and hero and there's nothing you can do, it's no fun to be in that. So kind of walk away, and there's abandonment, and then you feel bad. Now you're the bad guy because you abandoned the person who's the victim. Whew. Do you see the energy? All right, so this is what we do. We have to step outside of the triangle. See, that's what I did with the cutting thing last night, is that, was I a victim of someone who had misinformation, who set up expectations, and those expectations, if they were met, were going to make my life better, and unmet, were going to complicate my world? Yes. Was she actually a bad guy? No. So one of the things that you have to do to try to find this is not excusing someone, but it is seeing the human. I don't know how long the woman who helped me had been working there. I don't know if she had ever actually used the cutting machine and knew what the parameters were and what was possible. She was trying to help me as I was trying to go, how much would this be? If I had known, I would have actually used a different file that had lines on it. This file didn't have any lines on it. I would have used the file with lines on it. And it would have been easier for me to cut. Is she really the bad guy? No. Now, I don't know about this roofer. There are people that take advantage and exploit and just want money. I get that. But he also had subcontractors. Did he intentionally cause all of this damage in this woman's house? I can't imagine that he would be in business very long if that's what he was intentionally running around doing. What was happening for him? And what has been in his world where he reacts to shame? Who has shamed him? What has been the shame that he's reacted to over and over and over again? What's being triggered? Guys, we are all victims of victims. Stepping outside the triangle, that drama triangle, what I did is go, oh, wait a minute. I'm going to step outside of this, and I'm going to look into the humanity of it. Was she actually a bad guy? No. Is it unfortunate? Yes. Do I have to change what I needed to do? Yes. If I'm going to go with the attitude of, and I'm going to make them pay for their mistake so that they don't ever do this to anyone else, I am never going to get anything resolved. Never going to get it resolved. This was the case in my divorce. If I stay out of the drama triangle and go, wow, that is something that actually traumatizes me. Do I want to engage with this person again? Because if somebody really is doing things over and over and over, that very literally victimizes you, getting them to admit that they're a bad guy to change their behavior is not probably going to happen. What do you have to do instead? Me. What do I need so that I feel safe? I need to step outside and not engage with that person anymore. I have a mess to clean up. That person is not going to clean up my mess. What do? Who's the mess cleaner, everybody? He cleans up the messes. Doesn't make everything right. He just says, okay, so what's happened is that somebody did something wrong to you. And I can totally see that. And you are right to have frustration and anger and fear and all the things. And what I would like to do for you is give you a new idea, a new way of thinking. What? Repentance is what? According to the Bible Dictionary, it's a change of mind. God gave me a change of mind. I stepped out of that triangle. Now, sometimes we have a trauma bond, and when there's drama, we just get stuck because we keep wanting the other person to come to Jesus. Have you ever heard that? You need to have a come to Jesus moment. What are you saying? You need to be changed by him to have a different perspective so you act differently from me. Guess what? No, they don't. You need to have a come to Jesus moment and say, Jesus, somebody did me wrong. You have told me to love my enemies. I don't even know what that means. How can I love somebody who keeps doing wrong to me? How can I love somebody that complicates my life and wounds the people around me? How can I even love that? What it is don't hate your enemy. Don't respond in the hatred. Don't react in that way. You can feel it. This is not a good situation for me. I feel used. I feel abused. I feel sad. I don't feel safe. Let those feelings come up. That doesn't mean you're unloving. It just means you feel. Once you can feel, you can make a choice. What would I love? Okay, I do not want to deal with this person anymore. Now the bully, the big one, he's going to say, yeah, but you're weak. They need to pay for this. They need to make this right. You can champion everybody else on the planet so these people don't do this thing for them again. Jump back into that victim role, girl, and you fight. The only time that is appropriate, the only time, is when God himself tells you to fight and you pick up the sword with him and he clears the way and all sorts of things happen. It's okay for you to enter his rest. It's okay for you to go, hold on. What would have happened if this situation with the roof had gone down like this? Oh my gosh, there's water pouring through at night. The roofers didn't actually, there's a storm coming and they didn't actually put over the top where my house was exposed. They didn't cover it. Oh my gosh. Hey, so I know you didn't intend to do this, but we've got a great big mess and I'm wondering What's possible to get this fixed as soon as possible? Because I know that this is not what you intended. But what happened is your people didn't cover the house, and now we've got a bigger mess and we've got more money that's involved. What's possible? If that guy does not answer and he stays the bad guy, then you go to the next level and you say, hey, I need a bunch of people to come over to my house. I'm gonna buy all the tarps. I can't climb on the roof, but I would love to have people come over, church people, whoever, come and help me secure my roof and tie this down so that there is no more damage until I can figure out what happened and what I need to do about this. See, that is stepping out of the triangle. If it's just, I'm going to show you how wrong you are and I'm going to let you see how much damage you've done, and because you didn't do it, there's going to be more damage and you're going to be responsible for all that damage, and then we're going to get into a great big fight because you didn't take responsibility for the first place. Now, I cannot love like Jesus loves to people that hurt me. He was God. I have feelings and I feel unsafe and I don't feel like I'm in control and I don't know what I'm going to do, and there is panic. That's why the one who fixes things is who I've got to go to. Now, if you don't have a relationship with him, if you just know who he is and you're still trying to do all the things so that he likes you, I invite you to take Igniting Your Belief, because you're not actually in relationship with him in a way that you receive how much he loves you. You're not wrong. You're not bad for that. You probably were never trained. You can't trust because people keep doing things that are untrustworthy and you don't have the power to know what to do. Igniting Your Belief helps you know what to do, helps you communicate in a way that says, I am so worried about my home. I don't have the money for this. It was kind of a reach. We're trying to get this ready to rent. We're in a pickle. I feel very stressed. I feel very worried right now. What can be done so that we can all be friends at the end of this? That's stepping outside the triangle. Okay, any of you who keep trying to hero people, this is what a hero looks like. Oh my gosh, these people are going through this rough time and this person's going through that rough time and I can't do what I need to do because I got to help them with their rough time. Are you doing that? Because if you're doing that, you're being a hero, not a friend. A friend says, I witness you. What can I do that's supportive? I can't fix it. Are you open to hearing what might fix it? There's some suggestions. Can I help you get into a place of peace? So here's the requirement for you to step out of the triangle. Only you are responsible for your level of peace. So even when people do things that disrupt your peace, that is true. You say, I am spinning. I am not in a great place. Oh, I'm not calm. So when you are not okay and you are not peaceful, it's not somebody else's job to make you peaceful so that you can get over this. In my situation, I actually took a step back. I didn't go right over to the cutter place. And I evaluated how I treated that woman. I probably need to go back today and tell her I'm sorry. I think that would be not sorry, right? Own it. Yesterday I was very overwhelmed. I did not treat you kindly. And I regret that. I just want you to know that you were just really sweet to me. And I didn't convey that to you when I was interacting with you. So I want you to know I'm sorry about that. That is an appropriate way to say I'm sorry, right? So I probably need to go do that today. It would feel really good actually if I do. Okay, and the next thing, what will bring me peace? Not what's going to fix this to bring me peace. How do I calm my nervous system down so that I can find answers? Guys, you cannot solve any problem that has happened at the same level of emotional response that you were when it was created. You have got to go higher. So, maybe before, say, this contractor shows up, before there's any phone call, before there's any interaction at all, do some breathing that actually calm your nervous system down. Once you get there, then pick up the phone, because your energy will be in a place of calmness and cooperation. If you can't do that and you're really busy, you're like, okay, what do I want here? I want cooperation. I want answers. I want somebody who can help me solve a problem. You go into your memory. Has there ever been a time where somebody has really acted in that place where I felt supported and heard? Breathe through it. Tell God, this feeling of resentment, upset, and frustration, I have the right to feel because I'm human, but the feeling's not actually serving me. What I would love to feel is supported, and I don't know how that's going to look right now. I don't even know. I don't know how to set it aside, all the pain and the yuck that's happened. I don't know what to do. It's okay that I don't know what to do, because you do, right, Lord? Will you just take it out of my heart and my mind for a minute? Can we put in what it feels like when people cooperate and things are resolved and they're done? Go back into a memory, find it. Let your body feel it. Totally and completely feel it. Yeah. And then, when you are changed from the inside, your outside circumstances are going to change. That, taking the moment to get out of the triangle of being a victim, of being a bad guy, of heroing. See, I was trying to hero the company that I was working for. There's some things I really want them to learn and to know. We had a great meeting on Tuesday. Now it's Thursday. I was supposed to have it to them on Tuesday. I couldn't get it to the printers. So the hero is failing all of the monsters that are showing up. Like I'm getting beat up on my heroing efforts. So what did I do? I got real. I got honest. I texted. I said, hey, I've run into a snag about getting these done. I'm letting you know. I am working on it, and I believe I can get these to you by tomorrow afternoon. So a new expectation set. So that why was I in panic? Because I don't want to be the bad guy. Oh, she never shows up. She doesn't follow through with her promises. Why did we pay her? She's not professional. Where do those voices come from? Is that God? Is God the Father saying to them, she's not professional? She's letting you down? Is that what's happening? Or is there a big bully that's trying to get this all jacked up so that we don't have emotional, powerful connection? That's what I believe actually went down. I believe that the bully was telling me what they might be thinking of me. Right? That's the big bully. What might these people be thinking about me that I am now in panic over? Is it okay that I'm panicked? Yeah. Is it okay that I recognize it? Oh my gosh, right now I'm in panic. Why am I in panic? Not, I shouldn't be panicked. Anytime you say should, guys, it's a shame thing. No. If I truly believe that they are questioning my professionalism and I'm not delivering what I told them I would deliver, panic might be an appropriate response to that, right? That's a totally natural feeling to have, panic. Absolutely. And then I go, oh, hey, panic. What are you about? Because I will tell you, 2 Timothy 1:7, God hath not the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and a sound mind. Panic is not a sound mind. If I am in panic, it is not God. That means I got a bully to fight. Do I have to fight him on my own? No, because my Savior actually already beat him up. And so I can say, okay, God, I am in panic. The reason why I'm in panic is because there's a thought that I have adopted as true, and I'm believing it. I'm believing that they think that I'm not professional. I'm believing that they think that what I'm doing isn't good. I'm believing that they think that they've wasted money. I want to repent, not because I'm bad and or evil. Why? Because I need a change of mind. I need a new perspective about you, God, about me, and about the people that are around me. Can you share with me a new perspective? First perspective is the bully's got me. He's messing with me. Crush that. Second perspective. I wonder if they're even anticipating this. Now I'm not in shame. So now I text the person who is my point and say, hey, listen, I did not deliver this like I thought. I am still working on it, and I'm going to set a new expectation so that you know what to expect from me. If there's any problems, I will let you know. And now I sit down, watch 2 great big movies, and I cut, and I have a delicious night with myself. No bully. I am not the bad guy. I am not the victim of the printers. And I'm not the hero for people who don't need heroing. Stepping outside the triangle. Every single drama that is happening, you are playing in one of those 3 spots, and the other people are also playing in the 3 spots. See, if they're the bad guy and you shame them, now they're the victim, right? We're all waiting for a hero. I'm heroing something. That's why I'm blaming you, because I'm going to slay you with my shame all the time. Who complicates your life and takes over and tries to hero? Ask God for a new perspective. What do they need? Oh, so a hero needs to feel needed. And so what they're doing is this, but they're not asking my permission, so I feel like a victim. What can I do so that they feel like they're serving me and helping me? Because that's what a hero needs. Hero needs to know that they're helping and serving. Can I step outside of this triangle a little bit, not feel so beat up, and just look at the human for a minute? What does this human who keeps stepping over things, trying to hero, who's actually the bad guy to me, Father, what do they need? I'm willing to not hate my enemy anymore. Oh, so they need time with the grandkids, and they don't know how that looks. So I can have a conversation and say, hey, would it be okay if you did this with the kids? I think they'd really enjoy it. It'd be great memories. And I'll take this on, and I appreciate you. Is that completely different than somebody you feel like is always coming in and bullying you? See, there's only one bully. Guess what? There's only one enemy. The goal, fight the enemy, the real one, and experience God's love for the other one. I can't love people who are mean to me right away. I can't ask for charity. Charity is not loving like Christ did. Charity is saying, I'm willing to feel what you feel for this person. I'm willing to see their humanity, and I'm willing to respond in the way that you ask me to respond to them. Now that might be I separate myself completely, because me being in their presence causes their own reaction of victimhood. So it might seem unloving that way, but if God tells me to separate, I'm going to separate, because I don't want to cause more drama for them. Or if God says, offer them something. If God says, you are the trigger, have someone else talk to them who loves them. It's just being willing to feel the love. The love that God has for the person that you're having a difficult time with. It'll help you. Can you imagine somebody who is like really, really angry with me, who is misperceiving things that I do, who is saying that I'm the victim? if they were to take a minute and say, hey, God, can I feel what you feel for Anne? Can I have a perspective that I didn't have before? And can you keep me safe by giving me an action that's kind and safe to me, honoring them and honoring me at the same time? Can you do that? Guys, there's so much power in that. It is letting God prevail. If you want to let God prevail in your life over your relationships, over your work, over your money, come take the Igniting Your Belief class, because that's who I'm looking for. We have to do this avatar thing, like who are you looking for? Who's your ideal client? My ideal client is someone who wants to let God prevail in their life and isn't quite sure how. Not that they should. I don't teach shoulds. I teach the skill set of how. You can learn how to honor your emotions, honor the people in front of you, stay out of the triangle, stand in empowerment and connection, and change the way you relate to the world. It is super cool. It's 3 months long. Okay, that's it, everybody. I will see you tomorrow. By the way, if you have anything you would love me to talk about, will you please DM me? Because sometimes in the morning I go, I don't know what I'm talking about. I would love a question. I have one. Somebody asked me to talk about trials and temptations. And does God give us the temptations and the trials? Can I talk about that? So that may be tomorrow. So if you've got any question like that, will you please DM me? I would love to know what you would love to help you sort out. All right, friends, thanks for being here. I will see you tomorrow.